This one now we see packaging cost. Packaging. So on the packaging cost, do we need to talk much more? Do we need? We don't need. We don't need, right? Yeah, that one is straightforward, right? Because we are talking about the packaging materials that are involved in there, whatever. So, whenever you want to send goods to distant areas, you need to package it or you need to promote them. There are very, very reasons why you need packaging. So, the packaging itself involves money. So, the much you can reduce the cost, the better for you. And another kind of cost that you likely going to incur in logistics is transport. So, transportation costs are of course related to the distribution of the products, right? So, what are some of the expenses that are involved in transportation? For example, probably fuel that you fuel your trucks or your vehicles. You hire drivers and you pay them, those are labor costs, or you outsource transportation services from a partner or some other transporter to do things on your behalf. Those are the costs. When you are moving your goods from here to the other end, in between here and there are some tolls or the toll gates, right? You pay those ones. So all those ones together are also considered as part of the costing, logistic costing. Now, there is another cost which we also call taxation. Taxation is also a cost. So, for every citizen, wherever they are, the payment of tax is a must. So, how do you reduce that one? We are assuming that all of this is of they are saying you want to support a so what do we do in order to reduce the such kind of cost? Maybe using unchanneled routes like to generate knowledge.
That is just need to be included.
You just need to include it. What's that? You say that those strange unchanneled routes like a border mouth so I don't know the road you have to use some agenda, but that was the other side. Those are many ideas that's what people do. Traders, cross-border traders.
They do that, but it's not good.
It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. In fact, you end up compromising yourself and making things more complicated. In fact, okay, if you're smart enough, if you're lucky, if the boats are by your side, you are able to get away with it. But that day, if your boats are sleeping, my friend, you are doing it. So we lose everything. So, let's say another point that increases the total logistic cost is taxation of logistics processes. So taxes can represent a significant cost. So, one way in which one can reduce taxes when you are into logistics is consolidation. Right? Consolidation. Because, for example, if they say container hiyo nenda nusu kamuninga kale kuti kutoka this point to this point, the owner has to pay $1,000, for example, or maybe $100. It means if you are having 3 containers, but if the containers are not full, you are still going to pay $300. Yes, the goods that are there in those 3 containers could be fitted into this 1 container and it would have worked. So, consolidation of shipments can also be one way through which you reduce the cost in the name of taxation costs. Governor Blair can also reduce transportation costs. You know what it means by Blair? No, okay. You don't understand it. See if I can get the remaining. Or we proceed. Make that reduce. But in this country of ours, I think everybody is corrupt, including you. Oh, my friend, including you. Everybody is corrupt. See, at times, we people were tempted to think that corruption is only done by those that are on top of us. Politicians and that are already put up. And we expected them to end corruption. And you also believe that. Do you believe that?
No.
Yes. Because that one is our responsibility. Our responsibility is to see that was there. Komakuti is that in any level. It's there.
Yes, starting from the bottom.
Starting from the bottom. Okay. Alright. I find it very difficult. Why? Because Oil is corrupt in his or her own small way. In this sense. In your way, when those guys stop the bus, using public transport, right? They stop the bus. I told them, you know? Then I mean, yeah, we find it. Oh, no matter, you know, and so on and so forth. The other one was the way to tell my what we expect is now we find the conductor and driver and you have supported it. Because we need to do something. And what we say we have to do we, including myself, because whenever I get looking at my program, you can create a different one and see the difference of the way they try to move past and let them see. Mama would go to the program where I go my watch. So it's so bad. It's so bad. But nevertheless, taxation is always very good and is one of those things that will add into the cost. But for us to be safe, consolidation is one of those things we can do, and not tax evasion. Now, another cost: investment in new technologies. Investment in new technologies. That one, if you look at it, is also self-explanatory. You want to improve your operations and your processes. In this case, whether it's in your warehouses, you want to put in some technologies that will improve efficiency, speed and all. Or else, in transportation, then you need to improve your visibility, accountability and transparency through tracking. It means you need to employ these technologies as well. Yeah, so you want to improve your processes. It's either in production, tracking of your fish, warehouse management, and inventory management. There are processes in there. So probably by adding some technologies, by initiating some technologies in that, you are likely going to achieve better results. But now, the bringing of such technologies can be costly. It's one of those costly. So, it's interesting because we introduce some technologies that can be highly expensive in order for you to improve some processes and cut costs. More interesting. The way the technology now is improves and they cut my cost of work. But to bring in this technology is also costly at the same time. But the only difference is that the cost of bringing in technologies is always is a once-off investment. It's a once-off investment, right? Typically now, this machine, you have put in place this technology, is how you grant to every day. Due to your cutting my cost every day, every day you're cutting those costs. Whereas investment we get each other, you have to figure out. So it can be costly and expensive, but in the long run, you will have greater results. So, the introduction of those technologies, apart from it being expensive, but at times even also maintaining the technologies can also be a bit costly, So anyway, those are some of the costs that are there. And finally, our organization encourage the people and my employees or personnel or whatever we call them. So the final component of logistics cost is labor. Here we are talking about salaries, vacations, leave, benefits, and so on and so forth. These are some of the components that will contribute to the total logistics cost. So, yes, go ahead.
Is this a question as well as
Inventory costing, warehouse costing. Yes. Why? Because where do we keep the inventory? In the warehouse, right? Yeah, so the cost that I carry in warehousing are same as inventory management or the cost, the same thing. So, managing the cost is very critical in this sense. When we think of someone who is producing something, you are producing a product, bread. So, before you arrive at the price, you want to set a price for that bread. First of all, you calculate what? The cost of production, right? So if the cost of production was for a loaf of bread, for example, the cost of production was 2,000 Malawi. Putting all things into consideration, including labor cost, right? Bread more than 2,000 watch. The chances are high that you cannot sell that bread at 2,000 or less than 2,000 watts, right? Because you have to make profits. The chances are you are going to make that bread at 2,200 or more, so that you recover the cost that you incur including the production. At the same time, that mark up your profit. You need to pocket it and that is enjoy yourself in this place. Now, in your work of labor, you spend 2,000. Your neighbor just next door, he is producing the same and he spends 1,500 in producing that loaf of bread. Already, for you are not at back, you must hear. When and again, commands both of you are competitors. They will not end up most of the with the master and the my chance are high now. We were 1,500 up to product from which is half the dollar to 1,800 so that I can put this way. In your one, you want to 2,200. You see? So what we are saying here is the management of the cost has a direct bearing on the behavior of the consumers. Okay? And of course then the behavior of your sales if it is to do sales. So that correlation is inherent as sympathy. Because nothing new unapenda one minute time to say tungaru bali na process. They would be direct bearing. They want to come again. Now, the direct bearing when they want to come again, they would be able to go okay. Now behavior analysis. Now behavior analysis is know what will happen to the cells. My cells are going to still come in. So managing the cost. Make sure in our way, really guide attention to our way. Make sure we reduce this cost as much as possible so that we can in some way. Because behavior is really good way. Chinga hivi tuna cost. Behavior ya cost. Behavior ya consumer just in myself and the soda. So security guidance to remember business the fundamentals is slow down. In fact, what you want is to make sure that your business grows to certain levels. So which manage my cost can help you. Then we can also for us to speak our experience. Take a step and try. One can now step back. How we can really expand your business community and become more visible. If I have just visibility. Now we can expand and become more visible. And at the same time, value answer, you know, fully my cost of money is all of my overhead. There would be cost of production usually have. And then that is just only there. This is the other cost of money that we are getting the amount of why? Because in your cost of producing something, and over time, then you're expanding, people are still flocking to your business, in your other side, so dealing with your people, make sure that at least you, so here, this is very interesting. Okay? This is very interesting. Interesting in a way that, one, to achieve visibility, when a business is growing, customer satisfaction and customer retention, you need to reduce the cost of them. But at the same time, your workers need to be motivated and they need to be happy. So now again, that here comes another balance you need to strike, which is not easy. In your work and you're expanding, I everybody avoid the company, and that's what I do. At the same time, more several of branches. Command and farmers, they're still getting the same peanuts. That is something which is dangerous. So, to strike that balance, you don't need it as well. But you need it. So that those people feel motivated and encouraged. At the same time, you need to learn to behave the same. It's not all still agent. The matter of my way and to my if you in their businesses, they're not already. Would you be at home? They do that so they make sure that at least they maximize the output and the profits at the expense of their workers, which is very sad, and they can end up sabotaging. So because somebody who is not motivated, what they expect from that person, definitely, is like they're going to they are good at exploiting the workers. So if you want to work with Indians, for example, you need to be very calm and patient. If you are not stop it. It's kind of way. As my Chinese, they exploit you. Those people who are me, they always want to make sure that they get the work. And I had an experience. I worked with my Chinese. briefly, I can check on you. What happened? Of course, that was one time back. When they were building that mast, Marathon Festival of Science and Education. So that one, I was doing my diploma. Now, I was doing this. Then, what happened? One day I went there just to work, see what was happening. That was around 24, somewhere around there. Then when I went there, because I had to really go and stay here. And I was like, oh, so much people to go and see what's happening there. So when I went there, I was like, then I just did it. And my dad was like, what do you want? They number one. And I said, no, don't do that guy in China. Wow, right? So I told him, the guy, I'm telling you, within 10 minutes after I met him, I was hired. And I said, what job? Now, it's always the man by crowd, the person I was here. They would ask me, I'm retired. Come here. Of course, I would try to do some small papers, and then I would come back with a cheaper try. So to me, I thought we are going to our office, we are one of the guys, from a channel, we decided that you and I are discussing the video say maturity. So we went to the track, we just moved from here to there, then I'm going to my country. I want to figure out the I was trying to tell the guy that I know how to drive this small car, and I was take her. You can't say that by this grace of God, I managed to move that track, that cheaper track. You are hired. Within 10 minutes. Those guys are not we will my own. You know, we are about we will move people within 10 minutes. Anyway, that's part of the story. So, after that, you see, this child I was affected. Here, I came out of the fixer. They will be driving. In the meantime, you should be coming here. Also, to the workshop. When I was going home, meeting my brother, I was saying, I've got a job. I must say, I was hard working at the authority, but in the driver was structuring a match. I said, are you sure? Yes, I just went there for a year. I was there for a year, now without yes, but still I have a job. Then, a few days before, I was going there, magazine himself, just now, just as a child. There, the children of the past, you know, you didn't see for my dad. Over my dad. Yeah, my dad, yes, maximum my story. Don't let go, the Afghan carry the photo, the Van digital basic, my name of the that was doing that. So I noticed two things. Okay, before noting this one, I designed when I was doing it, I said, hey, I say, what am I saying? Do you know what I'm I'm a man. I said, what? I'm a man, because who made a bunch of doing until those who keep my then I never thought to do and I lose the sense of that, that's not possible. China, someone who does that. Then I was like, yeah, you know, I should come over here, so that's the then, when you are inflating matter, you put a little self inflation, Marvin has well organized. Child is not going to engage, because it's chosen as a carrier. Because it's not of freedom and it can kill you instantly. Now it's about that. Now it's about where. Now the engage, you want to know how to do pressure. You will override the avoiding of some remaining the market or something like that once you are running before. So, I wasn't convinced. You can't imagine how he is. I was like, no, I can't do this. What of my package is package? Then, but when I'm this other guy, and as a was no conversation here, and his funeral was, that's not like it. This is exploration. Yeah, they may not consider also always scared. It's not just one or anything. There is a difference with gender result. You must have a 4 for 5. You will try 9, young ones who change tire now. Now, remove this tire, put another one. Okay? That is a very moving mirror material that I believe. There was no one. I don't know. That I didn't know very well. Very much. Did I want to work and work check, you know. After I finished everything, and I come about and when I was deflating the jar, is when I realized that I saying I put it on. Then another day we were talking about the subject to eliminate. Then you could say, so the one was the boss responsible for the workshop entire was standing next to me here. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to say where I was. One minute. That was interesting.
And that's bad.
They were branch, something very good. They were never away, much better. Or the branch. It's now an announcement. And I remember for some seconds. For some seconds. Maybe it's a blood, when they have a blood, I just ran into the workshop. Now I went to 4 years ago, I wanted to eat it back. He then told us, I was very angry at that time, tears were coming. And then for me, I think you don't practice for teacher. Even if I was a big head, but he was please, but come back here, but no, it was everything. Now, so I'm sure that here, in case of anything, I can't do it. Anyway, that was the end. I let it go. I came out. Fortunately, before me, I went back to the university, but my father was here. So, you know, whenever I visit much, no, there is that. This is just, you know, but all in all, we are talking about exploitation. The assumption of my exploit at the expense. Okay, so the expand and the business down, how much are we thanks to the exploitation that we do. I'm going to exploit you all want to expand. That is, and unfortunately, in their communities, in China, for example, China or India itself, we have labor organizations, what if they look after the welfare of our country, they are not. So people are exploited like this was a bit. For me, just the way that you see, I'm never going to work at the steps. National motivation, the motivation is too much money to gain. We need to be motivated. I don't know what they do. But because of that, that's why they expand Malaysia. Our profit at the expense of reducing the cost. We use the value and the project. Now, what's the answer?
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When we do supporting, the goal should reduce the cost type of all of them together.
Alright, okay, yes, very good question. Actually, the goal is to reduce the total cost. Yes, the goal is to reduce the total cost. So that when you are done with the operation, the total cost must always be reduced. If you are not putting, however, in this one that you can see, Kabuja, about producing, and they are consuming the minimum. Logistics is all about making sure that Kabungu in between here, there are many things that are happening, right? So, by the time Kabungu figure out I think post year Kabungu the answer to the figure. Post year answer to the figure. So that the family profit can be. So what to manage to do that, it means whatever activities are happening here, whatever operations are happening here, and each one of them, the cost must be reduced. Here just the currency are becoming minimum. So that at the end of the day, cost is just everybody here is my profit. I don't think I will address your house. Okay. So, The question is, by managing to reduce these individual costs that we have seen, at the end of the day, what we achieve is now what we call good logistics cost management. Good logistics cost management. So, logistics cost management or good logistics cost management can only be achieved by a manner that achieving or reducing the cost of each and every logistic cost by reducing each and every individual logistics activities cost. Mwanzo logistics activities ili yonse bayo tubiche cost yake. By managing to reduce all those costs, at the end of the day we arrive at good logistics cost management. So, tunaona makosa but it is makosi. This one also makosi, and so on and so forth. But how do we reduce those costs now? Right? How do we now reduce those costs? Now, here we have just been given some tips that can probably help us to improve the management of this cost or the reduction of this cost, which was individual cost. Because the different individual cost is going up, total cost. One, have a good plan. So, you must always have a good plan. That's one thing. First of all, when you are doing things, whatever operations, you should know your fixed and variable expenses. What are your fixed and variable expenses? You should know them. So, in every activity, there are some fixed costs and there are some variable costs. Let's look at an activity. Okay, can you think of any activity that it can have fixed costs or fixed expenses and variable expenses? Can you try to think of that activity? Yes, that activity, it has fixed expenses. At the same time, it also has variable expenses. So, fixed expenses, those are the expenses that are always fixed, or they will remain the same for a longer period of time. Whereas variable expenses are those expenses that are not stable. They keep fluctuating. Right? Can you think of that activity in business?
You have both the costs.
Yeah. Usually, but this is level. That activity doesn't mean you must also kind of fixed. I can fix expenses. I'm a kind of come on, kind of variable expenses. I'm a kind of practice daily.
No cost. So, when it comes to salary, that is, that maybe sometimes overtime, due to the management.
Okay. Yeah, of course. That's very true because when you are doing salaries, at times you may say, our salaries are like this, but of course, at the end of each and every financial year, too much adjust. So they will be over a certain period of time. Of course, that's enough after maybe 1 year or 2 years or so. Or maybe there are some unexpected shocks that have happened. For example, devaluation and so on and so forth. Then one will say, no, we're going to adjust. But generally, those are fixed expenses. Now, there are what we call variable expenses. These are the expenses that will keep changing anytime. They fluctuate. Recently, one of them, today you can go there in the marketplace, but tomorrow, well, me as a result, I'm cheap. Kabina why? Tomorrow, I'm going to stand away. I'm going to tell you without one stand away. So, those are some of those expenses that are not stable. So, at the end of the day, you always have your what you call financial year. Financial year normally is 12 months, just like any other year. Then you must financial year. Yes, my young April, March, now you analyze my fixed expenses and my variable expenses. How do they behave? You analyze the behavior or the pattern of those expenses. You find at some point within the year, my expenses, the younger I'm approach, I'm at some point within the year, when I'm fluctuate, so by analyzing that, you can spot or you can identify points that you can reduce those costs. Then you plan accordingly. So this is done through planning. You want to reduce my cost energy, through planning. Let's look at my fixed cost. They want to be the most amount of fixed cost maybe labor cost. If you look at your financial year, we are assuming that we are a farmer. Definitely, she doesn't perform my career. Simply my farm tells us. Tell you that perform, but what about something? For example, this time around, after harvesting, she does not have to give it up. So it means definitely that time Mareba was after the chances are high that if you maintain the workers and their salaries as they were or the wages that they were, definitely you will be on the losing side. Because there is no much way that is being done. Are paying those people. So you can think of that situation and say, okay, my fixed cost what if Tita was on a booty? In that way, you are reducing those fixed costs now to a certain extent. But how have you done this? You've done this after analyzing your activities for that financial year. Right? So even the variable costs, these are fixed costs, even the variable costs, you can also try to find a way through which you can work on you can maneuver around those costs and that way reduce them. But then all this is happening through the planning in. Okay. They say by analyzing those addresses which you can find spaces, gaps. So those gaps, through those gaps, you can reduce the cost. Invest in good tax planning. By the not only tax planning, the most normal expenses, the most minimum, that's what they are saying. That's what we told. So, how do we do the reduction in this regard? The kind of is how to send you a chili. I think this is what the best idea. Now, what's the best idea? What do we need to do? So, invest in good tax planning. In parallel, almost the other costs, in a more organized way. So, in-depth knowledge of legislation in your sector can even help you to obtain exemptions and incentives, and lowering tax costs. In-depth knowledge of the legislation in your sector. In-depth knowledge. Now, you are in this sector, and here we're talking about logistics here. Now we have an in-depth knowledge about this our sector. Probably, we can have an insight as in how some taxes can be paid. Probably, in advance, lump sum, or whatever. Or probably there are some incentives that are in there. So the bottom line here, have the knowledge or the in-depth knowledge about your sector or the industry you are in, and see the options, the tax payment options that are there. Some options can be manageable. I give you an example. When you are paying for the insurance of your vehicle, there are always very many options. At times, okay, in the past, zimakati zinoona kuti ngati insurance ya galimoto yanu ndi 20,000 watt, just have to pay 20,000 watt, right? Ndikuti ikauti mna ndiya 12 months, for example, 12 months. Ndilo walizia what nazo. But now there are many options. You know, you can pay for 6 months, you can pay for 3 months. You know, you're really doing matter out. So take a lot of package. Those are some of the options that are there. So having deeper knowledge of the industry or the sector that you're in, and the various options that are there can help to ease the pressure that you are likely going to have when it comes to the payment of taxes. So here we are not talking about tax exemptions, because that is a serious crime, but the options that are there that are a bit flexible. And some of the options probably can be exemptions. Okay, if you are exporting this much or you're importing this much timberlands, you'll be exempted this tax. Kapena vai, ngati munga chile export or import is you'll be exempted this tax. So having that knowledge can help you ease the pressure that comes along with taxation. So thereby reducing those costs, maximizing output, and optimizing your operations. So, how to manage invest in good tax planning. Another answer to how is map your process mapping. So, at least take time to analyze how all your processes are performed. How all the processes are performed. By analyzing, by taking a closer look in how all these other processes are performed, you'll be able to see that there are some other processes that are not necessary, and they are costing you money unnecessarily. Right? So you see those processes and say, okay, so this is the process, and here we spend this much. You can ask a question as why do we spend this much? Okay, I think we need to reduce it here. Off you proceed. Have you come across this document here of public sector review? Reforms again, public sector reforms agencies. But probably you might have heard of it because in the past 3 years or 4 years, people have been talking about this one. Which are the ones they say the government sanctioned with some other people to review the public sector and come up with a report. And it was led by the Vice President, right? Yeah. So that report, after it was submitted to the High Office, we hear that what happened after the Vice President had submitted the document to the President? What happened? We didn't fall. I expected you to fall. Maybe one of those people according to the public knowledge, after that document was submitted to the president never acted on it, and he never did it. And people have been complaining more about what other things that are started. Yeah, really what the people said, public sector reform, all the things, this is what people have always been saying. But early this year, I think last month, if I'm not mistaken, early last month, it was leaked, that document was leaked. In terms of the leak, on social media, in terms of media, is all over the place. But now, after reading that document, the reaction that I got from those working in the civil service or in the public sector, no civil service, but the public sector, including private sector and all, what I've gotten or what I've gathered is negative reaction to it. People never like it. Right? Because the recommendations that were there were kind of hitting these civil servants harder. Therefore, it's not like you wanted to teach. It's not like you wanted to teach. People don't have to. When they understand my forms are in my forms in you know that my forms only I live my forms because it wasn't one for school. Now we give my friends to go to what you see my music. Kila mtu anajua mundu unaona atupa kwa mstari. Ataka kuskoba. Wala kuna mtu anayetaka kujifunza mafunzo. Unasema mstari ndio asitoe kwa hapo. Definitely you say my feet is not really my scholars. We say so the thing is what I'm saying. Some of the things using in my recommendations are not documented. I wish you were an away. Those are what ambi sana obede masiko severs. Ambi akona is high. My sons tika civil services means to civil service or maparaseta. Ma PhD civil services another masino wamile. Ama kwa karibu kuchukua cheza mfano ministers. Ndio ndani amenacha. Then if you are issue now you will be and so on and so forth. But the director of the and so on and so forth. According to the recommendations that they say, I'm very that director Natamogama force plus the demolition next zone of the levels to see at Lamusi. So I'm going to start with us to minutes. Ganyam allowance, Adai, or Fabia, or Timatic body, it is tunauchiza somebody uwezo kujadili aligaragaza kwamba mwezi mkubwa ndio kutika pale department ya kidara kwa ofisi ya elimu kwa kuona baba wa masomo ile marani mawira yeye anaanza na analysis kifanya kuti masala ya mambo mkoje ndio people support analysis now document yake ikijira ikijira kwa mtu tunaweza kusema do you expect people to have that document they cannot yeah so that's what is happening. That's what is in that document. Now, why are we getting to this one? It means I'm going to review civil service in the public sector. I'm going to process it in my career. Thinking about those that are not I'm also thinking this is not necessary. I mean, why do we do this? And so on and so forth. Then let's come up with recommendations, then we'll produce a recommendation. And so on and so forth. So similarly, here what we are talking about, we are trying to find a how to manage those costs and reduce the cost. Then to review our processes and probably we can find gaps. And through those gaps we can say let us reduce my cost so that at the end of the day we achieve the highest level of excellence. We are only doing things that are beneficial, that are productive, and we are spending on things that are productive. That's what we're saying. And another point that can help us to minimize the cost or reduce the cost. Point minimum is yours. What is the other point? Feel like we are answering the question how we and how that today is true. investing in new technology. That's it. Okay? And this automating the processes, right? Using new technology. So that one will always help us to improve a lot as well. Because it's better than technology now. What it does, will reduce. Introducing that technology can be a bit expensive, but it's a once-off thing. At the end of the day, the processes will be done easier and you cut some unnecessary costs at the end of the day. Apart from that one, if you employ technologies or less technologies as you're putting it, what happens? Production or the execution of what we are doing is done efficient and effective. So you reduce repetitions and the levels of damages and defects are always reduced. Isn't it? Yeah, so my repetition my damages my defects can cost you also. But now since you are employing these technologies you are able to bring out something of good quality. The processes are also high quality. Therefore, repetitions are no longer necessary. Therefore, saving no money. Next. I forgot to bring your papers today. I forgot to take my class. Yeah, no, you must do my class. You must do the paper. You people, with this group of yours, you do not give me pressure, but those young ones that I was with in the morning, it's very lot of pressure. So, I get it. Alright, what date did it have?